What's up, guys, and welcome back to CNN Films and Animation. Well, it's Corey's favorite time of year again.
Yes, it is. Oscar time.
It's Oscars? Shit, I did it for the Golden Globes. I'll be right back. I'm kidding. I did it for the Annie Awards. Damn it. I'll be back again.
Okay, so anyway, this video basically is just our predictions for what will win in tonight's Oscars.
This is not necessarily what will win or what did win, but what we hope will win.
Yes, these are just basically our predictions of what will win and, you know, what movies we're rooting for, movies that we don't know anything about, and we just kind of randomly picked them.
This one!
Anyway, we're doing this kind of as a fun game.
Yes.
Basically, we have chosen 2 films.
Yes, it's a little contest. Each category you get to choose two films. Your number 1, your number 2.
Yes.
Number 1 is what film you think will win that category. The number 2 is your backup in case your number 1 fails.
Yes. And we have it based off a point system. If your number 1 wins, then you get 2 points. If your number 2 choice wins, then you get 1 point. And if it's a tie, well, and both of your choices win, it's 3 points, obviously. But if, you know, it's a tie and only 1 wins, well, it depends on what choice it was where, you know, that won.
If you want to go along with us or go along with the show,
check out our Facebook page. We will have a very similar list to the one that we have here. So yeah, let's kick it off. What's the first one on there?
Best Picture.
Okay. So, why don't you choose what your choice is for Best Picture?
I have a lot of good movies this year, but I think I'm going to go with my number 1, Dallas Buyers Club. Number 2, my backup plan, The Wolf of Wall Street.
Okay.
Very good films. I like both of them. Check our review of those.
Yes. My choice for Best Picture is 12 Years a Slave, and my number 2 is Gravity.
Cool.
Let's move on to Animated.
This one's near and dear to my heart. So, I went first last time.
Okay. I think that the Academy is going to go for Frozen, and one that I really hope wins, simply because, you know, the fact that it is his last film, The Wind Rises.
Yeah. I see it. We haven't watched The Wind Rises. We've heard good things about it.
We really want to see it.
Yes. My number 1 is going to be Frozen.
Mm-hmm.
My number 2, I'm going with The Croods, partially because I've seen it, and I like the character design and the colors. They're a little different than we've seen before, especially the world. I enjoyed it. I think it deserved being nominated.
Okay.
So I'll have it as my backup.
What's the next category?
Best Actor.
Okay. So, who do you have as your number 1 and number 2?
My number 1 for Best Actor is Matthew McConaughey.
Okay.
I really liked him in Dallas Buyers Club. And my backup, give this man his Oscar, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay. Yeah. I completely agree with you for Matthew McConaughey. I do think that the Academy is going to lean toward his performance. As much as Leo DiCaprio steals the show for The Wolf of Wall Street, I do feel that Chiwetel Ejiofor's performance in 12 Years a Slave is one that is very memorable and does stand out. So therefore, he is my number 2 choice.
All right. Next we have Best Supporting Actor.
Okay. For me, I'm going to go with Jared Leto for Dallas Buyers Club, and my number 2 choice goes to Michael Fassbender for 12 Years a Slave. Both actors do a fantastic job. If either one wins, I will not be disappointed.
My number 1 is Michael Fassbender.
Okay.
When he makes his appearance, he is a very commanding character. And that's why I picked him. And my backup is Jared Leto from Dallas Buyers Club.
Okay.
So the exact opposite, of course. We'll see who wins this.
Yes. Next is Best Actress. Of the performances, I mean, this is a somewhat tough category, but there's a couple of performances that, while they are very good, they're just not really up to par with everything else. My number one is Cate Blanchett for Blue Jasmine. While I didn't necessarily really like Blue Jasmine, I do think that she did a fantastic job in this, in her performance. And my number two choice is Amy Adams for American Hustle.
Cool. I've not seen Blue Jasmine or August Osage County, so I can't say anything about them. My number one is Sandra Bullock from Gravity.
Okay.
Amy Adams was okay, but for me, nah. And my backup is Judi Dench.
Okay.
From Philomena. Check out that review.
Now we move on to Supporting Actress. Who'd you have for Supporting Actress?
My number one for Supporting Actress is Jennifer Lawrence from American Hustle.
Okay.
Her character steals her scenes. They're quite humorous, and she's a very manipulative character, and very good. And next I have June Squibb from Nebraska.
Okay.
As I said, she steals a scene, has some very interesting moments. Very interesting character.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she was a hoot in that film. However, my number one choice is Lupita Nyong'o, who was in 12 Years a Slave. I think that's the kind of performance that's going to steal the Oscar. However, my number two choice is Jennifer Lawrence. She is just a powerhouse and, completely steals every scene that she's in this movie. So it is very possible that the Academy could go for Jennifer Lawrence again. So what's the next category?
Best Director.
Okay.
Want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, Best Director, a lot of good direction. So this one's going to be tough. My first one, I'm going to say Martin Scorsese's The Wolf of Wall Street.
Okay.
Good, strong direction from it. And my number two is Alfonso Cuarón.
Okay.
For Gravity. Very cool film. And how they've done everything. That's what I got.
Okay. My number one is Alfonso Cuarón for Gravity. What he did with this film is remarkable. It's definitely one of the most visually amazing films I've seen in a long time. And definitely, it is the best 3D IMAX experience I've ever had in a movie theater. And my number two choice is Steve McQueen for 12 Years a Slave.
Cool.
So
next we have Best Original Screenplay.
Okay. For me, while I have a feeling that the Academy is going to lean toward her for Best Original Screenplay, simply because of its very realistic plot, especially with the near future and everything, technology. And I mean, it seems like the type of thing that the Academy could go for. My number two choice, however, is probably my favorite of the nominees, and that is Dallas Buyers Club.
Still a screenplay, right?
Yeah.
Alright. For me, Dallas Buyers Club, original screenplay. Very interesting story, very interesting part of history of America. And next I have Nebraska.
Okay.
Really enjoyed the story. So I picked it.
Okay, cool. And then we have adapted screenplay. What'd you have?
I've got 1, The Wolf of Wall Street.
Okay.
And 2, Philomena.
Okay. Haven't seen or read any of the books that these are based off of, but I think that the Academy may go for 12 Years a Slave, the adaptation of Solomon Northup's book.
The oldest book there.
And then my number 2 choice would be The Wolf of Wall Street. What Martin Scorsese did with the film was just very entertaining and was it was my favorite movie of 2013. And I think it could win an adapted screenplay award.
Cool. Next, best original score.
For me, I think for original score, going to go with Gravity. Really liked the score in this film. Another one I really liked was Her, which is my number 2. So, yeah.
Cool. I've got Gravity is number 1,
Okay.
following up with Philomena.
Okay.
Her was okay. No idea about The Book Thief or Saving Mr. Banks.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Two.
Tune in after the thing, and we'll show you how bad Corey beat me in this.
Next, we move on to original song. This is actually a rather tough category. It's half tough. I don't see the Moon Song winning at all. Happy has a small chance, but I think my number 1 choice is Let It Go from Frozen. The popularity behind it is, without a doubt. I mean, it's one of the most popular songs right now.
Yeah.
And it might be something that the Academy might look at, based off its popularity. However, the song Ordinary Love won the Golden Globe. So, maybe U2 could be it. I don't know. But Let It Go is my number 1, and Ordinary Love is my number 2.
Okay. I've got for original song Let It Go for number 1, and Happy from Despicable Me 2 is number 2.
Okay. It's a good song. It's very
catchy. Yeah. It's catchy, annoying at times, but catchy. I can't remember Ordinary Love. Heard it once or twice. Once, for definitely.
Uh-huh.
I can't remember any of it. Happy. That's all you need to remember. Happy, happy, happy.
Yeah. So what's next? Editing. So, I thought the film with the best editing this year was American Hustle. It flowed very nicely, and definitely had just a very nice flow throughout the film. Edited very nicely. My number 2 choice is Gravity.
My number 1 for editing is Gravity.
Mm-hmm.
I'm following it up with 12 Years a Slave.
Okay. Not a bad choice at all.
Best foreign language film.
All right.
No idea about any of this.
Yeah, we haven't. Neither of us have seen any of these nominees. We can only go off of what we've heard of from other people.
He can.
Okay. Well,
I can't. I know nothing about any of this.
My number 1 choice for foreign is The Great Beauty, simply because it won at the Golden Globes. And my number 2 choice, based off of the popularity, or rather the hype that I've heard behind it, I can't really say popularity though, The Hunt.
I copied off Corey. I did. Both of them. The Great Beauty, because I remembered him saying that it won the Golden Globe, and I picked The Hunt because I like the name. That's the only reason.
Hey, half of these, you can only go by the name. Haven't seen every movie this year.
Yeah.
What's next? Cinematography?
Yep.
Why don't you go first?
Sure. For best cinematography, I went with Gravity is number 1.
Okay.
And Nebraska is number 2. That would cinematography go with the black and white for Nebraska?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. Gravity, the stunning shots, different camera angles. You feel like you're in space. They did an amazing job.
Yeah.
Nebraska, while I didn't care for the black and white,
Mm-hmm.
they still have some great shots in it.
Mm-hmm.
They have some really amazing landscape shots that show off the countryside.
Mm-hmm.
It works really well. I really liked it.
Okay. Yeah, my number one choice for cinematography is Gravity. What Alfonso Cuarón and the cinematography team, I forgot who the cinematographer was, but what they did behind the film was simply amazing, and I'm pretty sure that this is a surefire win for Gravity. My number two choice was one of my favorite films of last year, and that is Prisoners.
Cool. Next, we have best visual effects.
Okay. For visual effects, this one's definitely going to Gravity, in my opinion. Everything else on the list, Star Trek Into Darkness, The Lone Ranger, The Hobbit, and Iron Man 3, they don't stand a chance against Gravity on this one.
No, this one is a powerhouse.
Yeah. But, number one, Gravity, and simply because I had to have a number two, put Iron Man 3, regardless of my thoughts on the film.
Yeah. I agree. Number one is going to be Gravity. The visual effects are great.
Mm-hmm.
Next, I put The Hobbit: The Desolation of Smaug. Well, it made my worst list of last year. It does have some, right? Yeah, it's number 20. It does have some very neat visuals.
Mm-hmm.
The flow is very nice. So, yeah, made my number two.
Okay. Next we have...
Best production design.
Okay. For me, and this one's honestly a very tough category, I went with my number one choice being The Great Gatsby, and my number two choice being American Hustle.
I did the exact opposite again. My number one is American Hustle. It looks like the 70s. It looks great.
Uh-huh.
And my number two is The Great Gatsby. It looks like the 20s. It's big. It's grand.
Mm-hmm.
They really bring it out on that one.
Yeah.
Then best costume design.
Again, with production, I have the exact same choices. The Great Gatsby for number one and The American Hustle number two.
This one I went 12 Years a Slave is number one.
Okay.
They really, the costumes look like that era
Mm-hmm.
based off of pictures and other movies.
Yeah.
And number two, I have The Great Gatsby again.
Okay. My only thing with 12 Years a Slave, and the only reason why I didn't pick it was because, the costuming looked very authentic. They did a fantastic job. It could very well win. But it's one of those things where I think the costuming may have been just a tad bit on the safe side, too. But then again, who knows?
Yeah. Next we have best makeup.
Okay. This one's a no-brainer. Oh, okay, so what'd you have for best makeup?
Best makeup I had, let's see, Dallas Buyers Club.
Okay.
And my backup is Jackass Presents Bad Grandpa.
Okay.
I have the one that shall not be named. Yeah. Should not have been nominated.
No, not at all. In fact, you and I completely agree on this category. I have Dallas Buyers Club and for my number one, and Jackass Presents Bad Grandpa number two. Honestly, it could go either way. I think it might go more toward Dallas Buyers Club, but it definitely could go to Bad Grandpa. And there's no way in hell Lone Ranger's winning this. If it does, I will be royally pissed. But yeah, what's next?
Next we have Best Sound Mixing.
Okay.
A category I don't fully understand.
Basically, from what I understand, sound mixing is just
All the background sounds and all
Yeah.
of that. That's what I figured. But
that's not score or dialogue.
yeah.
Everything else. So, For my number one choice, I have Gravity. I thought that they did a really good job with sound and or lack of sound throughout the film. And then also my number two choice was Captain Phillips.
My number one, I agree, Gravity.
Mm-hmm.
The lack of sound is almost deafening. Ironic.
But what I imagine to be very authentic.
Yes. My number two, I have The Lone Survivor.
Okay. That one could win too. I don't fully know. And for sound editing, just like sound mixing, I have Gravity number one and Captain Phillips number two.
I just went with what I did already.
So,
Gravity and Lone Survivor.
okay. So we did the same thing, just different films.
Yeah. Best short subject live action.
Okay. You want to go first?
I've never seen any of these.
Yeah, well,
I've never heard of them before.
the short subject stuff, yeah, haven't seen any of them. Fortunately, we weren't able to see the short animated stuff.
Yeah, we wanted to,
But-
like we did last year, but where we got it didn't show them.
Yeah.
Or we couldn't find them, one or the other.
Yeah.
Alright, source subject, live action. Just Before Losing Everything is my number one.
Okay.
Why? Because why not? And number two, do I have to take care of everything myself? No, it's everything. But yeah.
You and I have the same exact thing. Yeah. No, my number one is Just Before Losing Everything. My number two is Do I Have to Take Care of Everything? I've heard a lot of buzz behind Just Before Losing Everything.
I haven't.
Yeah, and I don't know about the other one. I just kind of guessed. But yeah. What's next?
Short subject, animated.
Okay, the category that we have no clue about. That I wish we did.
Yeah. My number one, because I've heard buzz about it, especially from Corey, Get a Horse.
Yes, and that's my number one as well.
Number two, Shot in the Dark here, Feral.
Okay.
Actually watch it. No! Oh my god, no! No idea.
Yeah, based off the buzz of Get a Horse and the fact that it's kind of a throwback to the 1920s Mickey Mouse cartoons and stuff, 1930s even, I think that one might win. My number two is Mr. Hublot. I've seen like just a brief image of the animation style, so I'm like, maybe. So I just threw it there.
Next we have Best Documentary.
Okay.
I've got the one I've heard a lot of buzz about that I don't want to watch,
Mm-hmm.
but it happened. The Act of Killing.
Mm-hmm.
Something about genocide and yeah. And number two is 20 Feet from Stardom.
Holy shit, you and I have the same exact ones.
We
Yeah.
didn't do this together. We just here do this. Okay.
Yeah, no, Act of Killing is my number one. I did see 20 Feet from Stardom. Fantastic documentary. I absolutely loved it, and that's why I'm choosing it as my number two.
Cool. And the last one we got, drum roll. Best documentary short subject. Play the song of my people. I've never seen any of these before, and I probably won't see them anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get this over with. My number one, Facing Fear.
Okay.
Why?
I don't know.
Number two, I like the name. The Lady in number six, Music Saved My Life.
Okay. My number one is The Lady in Number Six, The Music Saved My Life. The reason why I've chosen this is because it is one of those, well, from what I understand, it's about the last surviving Holocaust survivor.
Really?
Yeah, and it's She recently just died
Okay,
at
did
110.
She just died?
Yeah, and the short documentary is about her and
wow.
her story or something. So I'm pretty sure that's going to win. My number 2 choice, I just guessed completely. That's Cave Digger. So yeah.
So that's our list. What do you think? You think we're right? You think we're wrong?
What are your choices? If you want to take part in the guessing game, feel free to. We'd love to hear your thoughts and your predictions.
You can find the page on Facebook.
Yeah.
While you're there, you can like us.
Yep.
If you like this video, be sure to check out other videos.
Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And as always, he's Alan.
He's Corey.
And we'll see you guys in the next one.
See you guys later.